On the occasion of National Milk Day 2025, the ICAR National Dairy Research Institute, Southern Regional Station, Bengaluru, proudly hosts a prestigious National Symposium on the theme, Viksit Bharat, Challenges, Opportunities and the Way Forward for the Indian Dairy Sector, a day dedicated to India's dairy heroes. A visionary who transformed India from a milk-deficient nation into the world's largest milk producer, a leader whose dream of empowering farmers continues to guide India's dairy movement, the hall remains silent, filled with respect. The event begins with a solemn moment. Before any proceedings, the entire gathering observes a 2-minute mourning in memory of Dr. Verghese Kurien, the milkman of India. Dr. Arindam Dhali, head of ICAR-NDRI SRS, extends a warm welcome to academicians, scientists, industry leaders and students. The ceremonial lighting of the lamp and floral tributes follow, again honoring the legacy of Dr. Kurien, the architect of the White Revolution. Dr. Satish Kulkarni, chairman of IDASZ, shares his insightful address, highlighting India's extraordinary journey from milk shortage to becoming the world's largest milk producer. He speaks about the growing need for innovation, sustainability, and scientific interventions. The guest of honor, Professor V. Palanimuthu, director of NIFTEM Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu, emphasizes how food technology, entrepreneurship, and skill development can reshape India's dairy landscape. He encourages students to explore dairying as a powerful pathway for startup ventures, new-age marketing, and value addition. The chief guest, Dr. R.P. Aneja, former president of the Indian Dairy Association and former MD of NDDB, releases the symposium souvenir. In his keynote address, he outlines a bold vision for Viksit Bharat, a dairy sector strengthened by quality control, advanced processing, improved cold chain logistics, and empowerment of rural milk producers. One by one, the esteemed guests are welcomed with a traditional shawl, symbolizing respect and recognition. The hall applauds as each dignitary receives their honor, acknowledging their years of service, leadership, and commitment to strengthening India's dairy movement. This moment of felicitation reflects the spirit of National Milk Day, celebrating individuals who have shaped policies, empowered farmers, driven innovation, and inspired young minds to embrace the opportunities of dairying in a Viksit Bharat. Dr. D.N. Das, President of the Alumni Association, ICAR-NDRI SRS, extends heartfelt gratitude to every contributor, speaker, and participant for shaping this meaningful platform. With the inaugural session concluded, the symposium moves into a high-impact technical discussion. Experts deliberate on the theme, productivity enhancement, sustainable growth and resilience of the Indian dairy sector. Under the chairpersonship of Dr. A. Sahu, Director, ICAR-NDRI, and co-chairpersons Dr. K.T. Sampath, Dr. N.V. Belwadi, and Dr. A.O. Gupta, the session dives into critical topics: milk productivity, breed improvement, fodder systems, animal nutrition, disease resilience, and innovative dairy management. On this National Milk Day 2025, ICAR-NDRI SRS Bengaluru reaffirms its commitment to scientific excellence, farmer empowerment, and building a bright future for India's dairy sector.
Celebrating the National Milk Day, and on this occasion, we are having a national symposium wherein on the topic of the Bharat challenges, opportunities and way forward for Indian dairy sector. In this symposium, we will be discussing about the way forward ideas, newer challenges and the other aspects related to milk production, milk processing, and also the quality control aspects, which one of our guests of honor also mentioned, that the issues connected. The dairy industry has changed dramatically in the last 25 years, and in the next 25 years also it is likely to bring about a lot of changes. And on this occasion, these are some of the areas on which we are discussing in today's symposium. and especially for students, entrepreneurship has become an important aspect, and we encourage or motivate the students to have they get into the entrepreneurship activities, where dairying offers a wonderful opportunity both in the production aspects, new age marketing aspects, and also the processing aspects and newer products development. And these are the areas on which we will be discussing in today's seminar. So there are about 200 delegates. They have come from different parts of the country, and they are all participating in this, and we have been amply supported by the industry, mostly in the southern sector, on this occasion. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ನೋ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹಾಲಿನ ಮಾರಾಟದ ಸುಮಾರು 65ರಷ್ಟು ಅದರ ಬೆಲೆ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಇದನ್ನು ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಕಮಾಡಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಕೊಡೋ 65% ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಮಾಡಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಡೈರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ 65% 70% ಕಮಾಡಿಟಿಯ ಪ್ರೈಸು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಡೈರಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಹಾಲಿನ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಲನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೂ ಸಹ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಹಾಲನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನು ಡೈರಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯವರು ಕೊಂಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಂದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡೈರಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಬೇಕು, ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಹಾಲನ್ನ ಅವರು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಹಣ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಈ ಡೈರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ರಿನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಒಂದು ಅಂಗ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ರಿ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದ ಇದನ್ನು ಮುತುವರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಬಯಸ್ತೇವೆ. ರೈತರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಡೈರಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಒಂದು ಭಾಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ನಮ್ಮದು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಡೈರಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 1200ರಿಂದ 1300 ಜನ ರೈತರು ಭಾರತದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಗದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಡೈರಿ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿಯೇ ಸಹ ಮೊದಲನೇ ದಿನ ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ನ ಡೈರಿ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅಂತಲೇ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಬೇಕಾದ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನಾಗಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಡೈರಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಸಹ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಡೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೈರಿಗಳು ಸಹ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗನ್ನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ತಾನೇ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಹಾಲಿನ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿ ಈ ರೈತರು ವುಮನ್ ಡೈರಿ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ಸಹ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಝೋನಿಂದ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪುರಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಿಂದ 3 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ 3 ರೈತ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಪುರಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೇವೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸಾಕು ಸಹ ಇದೆ.
ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್. What has happened many a times we are telling there is adulteration in milk. ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಿಜ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. It is not that every time we say there is adulteration ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. It is not that it is not happening. ಇವಾಗ ತಾನೇ ಅವರು ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆನರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಶೀಲ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ನಡೀತದೆ, ಹಾಲಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಆಟಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಜಿಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇವಾಗ FSSI ಇದೆ, ISI ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಅಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ತರಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆನ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್, SNF content, but we also have to look into what is the bacterial load, because quality ಆ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಈವನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಗುಡ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಎತ್ತು ಹಿಡಿಯಲು, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಇವರು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಪಾಪ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತೂ ಈ ಹಾಲಿನ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ ಕಲ್ಮಶನೂ ತರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇದು ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ತಪ್ಪು ಹೇಳಬಾರ್ದು. ಅವರು ಪಾಪ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಹಾಲಿನ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಯಾರೋ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಹೆಸರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಆದಷ್ಟು ತಡಿಬೇಕು. ಆದಷ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನು ತಡೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿಗಳು ಇವೆ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ತರಬೇಕು, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಫೀಡಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ, ಹಾಲಿನ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆಯಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ, ಹಾಲಿನಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಿಶ್ರಣ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಭಾಳ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ವೇ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು. ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು 254 ಮಿಲಿಯನ್ ಟನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಹಾಲು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 483 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಡೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಪರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹಾಲಿದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹಾಲು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಸುಗಳ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ? 3 ಲೀಟ್ರ್ 4 ಲೀಟ್ರ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ 20-30. ನಮ್ಮದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇದನ್ನು ಬಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅನ್ವಯಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಧ್ಯೇಯ. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಈ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಡೈರಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್, ಅಲ್ಯುಮಿನಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸೇರಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡೋಣ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ.
Organizing this National Symposium in collaboration with the IDA South Zone and also the Alumni Association of India SRS. And this particular symposium focus towards our Prime Minister visions, Viksit Bharat, and in relation to that, what are the challenges and opportunities in the field of dairy sector. Now we all know that we are the largest milk producer of the country, but there are several challenges associated with us. And now by 2047, if you want to become a Viksit Bharat, then our population also will be increased substantially. So we need to sustain our milk production at that level. And one thing is like to mention that we are the world's largest milk producer, but if you see our export of dairy products, it is less than 1% of the total global value. So this indicates that there is a huge scope, and we have to more dedicatedly and more collectively work towards these things and to strengthen this sector so that our national market we can supply and satisfy, and then we can push up our global trade and export. But there are certain challenges associated with our dairy production system, specifically like 70% of our milks are produced from the small and marginal farmers who actually less than 5 animals they maintain. So in that way, if the production system is not organized, so it's become very difficult to implement many scientific interventions to increase the efficiency of the production system. So in the coming days we have to think, so what best can be done. So like milk cooperative has now established, so milk is collectively collected. Like can you think of something like that for milk production, like kind of a cooperative, a common share, a common resource pooling at village level, that everybody keep their animals there, and then that probably will make the system more effective. And one more thing is that if you compare the productivity of our animal, it is very low as compared to the developed nations. So that is another aspect we need to address. Like we need to make our gene pool superior so that we maintain less number of animals but for a better production. And now recently it is also the national focus for using sex semen. So we are also trying and have our own technology developed at our station, and we are also currently doing the field trial. So this technology will be very important. Like say, if you can achieve say 90% of the female cow, that means our number of burden of unproductive cow will be very less. and that will be very helpful for utilizing whatever feed resources or other resources available for dairy farming. So we'll be discussing all these issues, not all, and some of the issues we'll touch, and we'll try to collaborate with the different partners. And also it is very important, so many students are attending, so it could be a very good opportunity for them to understand so what it is, because they are the future citizen of this country and this country has to be led by them. So it's a very good exposure for the students.
Your name, sir?
Dr. Arindam Dhali. I am head of the station.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಮ್ಮ NDRI SRS ಸೆಂಟ್ರ್ ಅವರು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಡೈರಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸಂಯುಕ್ತ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ವಿಕಸಿತ್ ಭಾರತ್, ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಭಾರತ್ ಯಾವತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿನೂ, ಈಗ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಡೈರಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ MSME ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಹಲವಾರು ವಿವಿಧ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಇಲಾಖೆಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ವಿಕಸಿತ್ ಭಾರತ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಾವು ಡೈರಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನೇಕ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ವಿವಿಧ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು NIFTEM ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ತಂಜಾವೂರು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಇದು ಫುಲ್ ಒನ್ ಡೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಮುಂದೆ, ಈಗ ಆಗಲೇ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವರೆ ಡೈರಿ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಗೆ ಅಂಥ ತೊಂದರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇಮ್ಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂಡ ಹೀಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಭಾಳ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಡೈರಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಈಗ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಹಾಲು ಕುಡಿತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳು ಕೂಡ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ನಾವು ಆಗಲೇ ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸೀಸನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಲು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪೌಡರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಗಳು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮದರ್ ಡೈರಿ ಅವರು, KMF ಅವರು ಹಲವಾರು ಕಡೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪೌಡ್ರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಗಳು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಏನು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಪೌಡ್ರಾಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಪೌಡ್ರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಿಡ್ ಡೇ ಮೀಲ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈವನ್ ಇಂಟಗ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಲು ಕೂಡ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಪೌಡ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಈ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಸಾಲಲ್ಲ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಆವಾಗಲೇ ನಮಗೂ ರೈತರು ಕೂಡ ಸರಿಯಾದ ದರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಲು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ರೈತರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, 1 ಲೀಟ್ರ್ ನೀರಿಗೆ ನೀವು 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಹಾಲಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಬೆಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಏನಂದರೆ ಅದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಪಾಲಿಸಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ರೈತರು ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಸೈಡ್ಲೆ ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ಅದೇ ಸಮಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಡವರನ್ನು ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಅವ್ರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಲು ಬೇಕು, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹಾಲು ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ತಗೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು 60-70 ಇರೋದು 70 ಭಾಗ ನಾವೇ ಕುಡಿದು ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಒಂದು 50 ಅಲ್ಲದೆ 40 ಭಾಗ ನಾವು ಕುಡಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇದ್ದು 60 ಭಾಗ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಆ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗಾದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಭಾಳ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ರೈತರ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ನ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು 2 ಭಾಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ ದಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಮಿಲ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ, ಹಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಹಲವಾರು ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ಲಿಂದ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈವನ್ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಚೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮದಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಈಗ ಭಾಳ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಥರ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಬರಬೇಕು. ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಲು ಏನು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ದರದಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರೈತರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ದಿಶೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ರೈತರು ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನು ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅವರು ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮಂಥರ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಆವಾಗ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ದಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಕಸಿತ್ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣವಾಗಿ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಬೆಳೀತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ.
They have been helping us for the institute for the last several years. Always any program, any function, they are with us. All the dignitaries who are present here, delegates, my former colleagues from NDRI Bengaluru, press and media, they are always kind to us, the students and our own members of IDA and Alumni Association. For me personally, this is a great homecoming for me to this cradle of Indian dairy education in India. This is perhaps the first institute in the country where a systematic and organized courses in dairy education started way back in 1920. I am associated with this institute for the past 53 years, almost 2/3 of my lifespan. Of course, I see some of them who are much senior to me during my college days. One of them, we know that Dr. Vishweshwaraya is here. He was 4 years senior to us during our IDD program. And there are several of them who are here. Maybe from other institute, but well connected, was senior most, I feel, is Mr. Dwarkanathan also is here, who is 84 years young but still active. That's how he is also present here. Today, once again, the IDA, Alumni Association, NDRI have come together in organizing a national symposium. Frequently, we used to organize. That's why I said we have come again, once again, we are coming here. And today, on the occasion of National Day, this symposium is being organized. Since I am associated with this campus and also Alumni Association for the past 53 years, I would like to share some of the information about the Alumni Association. Even though I represent here Indian Dairy Association, South Zone and Chairman, today IDA is fairly well known to all, even to the students. But maybe that Alumni Association, about the history and all, perhaps even Dr. Das is new to Alumni, even though he is a member for many years. There are certain aspects which I thought I'll share with all of you, especially the young students who have joined here. They should know about the importance of this association. The Alumni Association is almost 61 years old, and it's a contribution of ₹50 as life membership was taken at that time and started by stalwarts like Dr. K.K. Ayya, Dr. Dastur, Dr. C.P. Anantakrishnan. We had, just now we were talking about Bombay and RML colony. There was one Mr. D.N. Doctor, he was also a doctorate, D.N. Karodi. He was awarded a doctorate, honorary doctor. D.N. Karodi was in those days, RML colony means it was D.N. Karodi. He was there at and then Sri Chitale, one of the oldest alumni here, Dr. Sikka, Dr. Kurien, who did his course, he also became a life member in the same year, 61 years back, for this association. And there are doyens of dairy industry. I can go on and on with the names. In fact, in the library, first issue of this Alumni Association publication, along with the photographs of the first batch of members, is even today it's available. I'm very sure about it. So that is the history how it started. I have been an active member of several alumni associations. So like many of you, right from our childhood, we attend various schools, colleges, and all. But I can confidently mention here that this is the only alumni association where year-round activities are arranged, elections, AGBMs are conducted regularly, budget are regularly is being prepared, and then it is brought to the notice of the members, and regular election process all are happening. I myself was a president of this for nearly 2 terms for this association, and proud to mention that our alumni are spread over the all over the world, both from this campus and also from India and North. So we had collected about 10 years back a data from this campus, how many countries they were there. About 60 to 63 countries they are spread over. Because at that time, even we used to have our classmates, somebody from Malaysia, somebody from Bhutan, somebody from Nepal. They all used to come here for study. The students passing out from this place, or they have done extremely well in industry, academia, entrepreneurship, policy planning, etc. Why I am bringing to the notice of many of the students who are present here, the alumni of this campus have done extremely well in the entire world they have traveled. Whenever I keep going traveling to different parts, whenever I am traveling, I get a call from somebody from Canada, somebody from US. Whenever I am there, they are diversified into various other fields. Somebody is managing a hospital in USA. Somebody is heading the R&D of a nutrition department, nutrition unit, and there are several entrepreneurs who are there in different parts. Now, just to mention some of the names, Nilgiri Dairy Farm was extremely well known in this part. That was started by our alumni. Chitale Dairy was started by our alumni. Then there is something called ABC Dairy Farm called Chennai. If you want exotic varieties of cheeses for the last 30 years, it is the ABC Dairy Farm from Pune which supplies. Ideal Ice Cream in Mangalore, they have got a huge parlor. The parlor is like half the football ground. If you go to Mangalore, you should visit the Pabba Ice Cream parlor. Then you will realize what is the size of that and all. They are all our alumni. RKG is a leading ghee brand. Their children, they underwent courses here. And there are, in recent times, in news, is the Milky Mist. Milky Mist promoter, Satish, they are coming out with an IPO of 2,000 crores and valued at 20,000 crores. That he was here as a student for 3 months in 25 years back. Yesterday he had called me, his son is getting married today, so otherwise he would have joined us here. And the news about that is 2 days back, their modern, ultra modern cheddar cheese plant. Can you all believe what is the capacity? 100 tons per day, fully automatic cheddar cheese plant was inaugurated 2 days back near the Europe. And their 150 tons per day paneer making unit is about to be released, totally automatic. As it is, we have seen the dairies have changed drastically. Today, when we enter any of the automatic dairy plant, we don't see anywhere the milk other than once reception is done. Even in reception, we don't see. In one place, the curd is coming out. In one place, the milk sachet is coming out. Butter is coming out. Ghee is coming out. That's how the automation is. Now it has changed. Since we are talking about way forward, in the last 30 years, this is the change which has occurred in the dairy industry in India. The Alumni Association is an important unit of any institute. But Dali, I would like to mention that an institute difficult to mobilize resources many a time. The Golden Jubilee was organized when President of India was here. At that time, we were students. Then all resources were managed by this association. Diamond Jubilee, all resources were managed. I was actively involved at that time. Platinum Jubilee, I was spearheading for resources mobilization, and we started honoring or felicitating some of our alumni from this campus and also Karnal campus. I remember very well, Dr. Aneja sir, you were one of the first person to be felicitated at that time in the year 2000. That's how is the one what we have done. And this Milky Mist, when they became 100 crore company, we felicitated. That means we identified the potential and kept on contact with our own alumni for the benefit of the, so that the connect is kept on. The association was bringing out a journal. That's the Indian Journal of Dairy and Biosciences. Why this journal came, there is a small history of many of you should know if you are not. The Indian Dairy Association today was started from this campus as Indian Dairy Science Association. And we also were publishing the Indian Journal of Dairy Science. That means association and the journal were controlled from this campus at that time. As the industry grew up, the importance was realized and we all got united and made it as Indian Dairy Association. And the headquarters was shifted to Delhi. And along with that, even the journal went to Delhi. The whole activities, it started from the Delhi Association, IDA Delhi office. So at that time, we realized any institute should have their own a communication instrument. Keeping in mind, we started this Indian Journal of Dairy Bioscience from this campus once again by the Alumni Association. I think that Dr. C.S. Prasad is here, he contributed immensely for that. It was a CAP abstracted journal with NAS score and all those things were there at that time. And I personally feel, sir, you should continue that with some sort of even if there are so many students, their work is published, at least you will have your own, you see any good institute, we had copied the Indian Institute of Science or the Tata Institutes, mainly because they had their own journal. Based on that, when this institute was started, we started Indian Journal of Dairy Science. It went away, there was a gap, so we started this journal for the benefit of the students and the faculty of this institute. I only feel that should continue if it is. This is the rationale of that particular journal. In today's seminar in the afternoon, we have a session on motivation and entrepreneurship, wherein our successful alumni who are there from different fields, how they have diversified and working in the field, they kept on upskilling themselves. In fact, Alumni Association was conducting various courses. When ISO started, perhaps this Alumni Association was the first to start the course to enable some of their alumni working in the industry to get themselves upskilled. Then we started ISO 22000 for program we did. When IPR was there, some program was done. So this is the way we facilitated upskilling of our own alumni or the others in the field with for their other additional knowledge gaining and all. It was done earlier. So similar activities, Dr. Das, maybe that you can also contemplate and take it forward, which will be useful for the students, and then this continuous upskilling is essential if they have to stay in the field for a long time. Perhaps, let me come to only one sentence about this today's theme. Not much I will mention, already it has been mentioned by Dr. Dali. Today we are number one for the last 20 years, number one. Perhaps next 20 years also number one in milk production. Today accounting for 239 or 240 million tons. And with the growth we are seeing at the rate of 4%, 4.5% and all. At this growth rate, what can happen? In my own calculation, we may reach about up to 350 million tons. Then sometimes we cannot keep on telling we are trying to go. Then according to me, there can be a stagnation after that. Unless we address the animals, non-productive animals feeding issue and all, if we do not address, certainly within 7, 8 years, another 100 million tons, it may take about 8 years or 10 years. So then likely that there will be a stagnation unless we break that. It is not only the production, the resource crunch is the one which is very important, which has to be addressed. If we do not do that, it's not that we keep on adding 4%, 4.5%, 5% can occur. This my own calculation says, and on in this direction, we have to start thinking. And today's symposium perhaps is one of the first attempt to look at these things is the one. And Dr. Dali and all his colleagues in the institute have put in a lot of efforts in organizing today's symposium. They have invited best of the possible speakers with two intentions. One is to address on the technical issues, both production and processing, and also from the students, new students who are there. And sir, maybe that you are not Dr. Anisha sir. Here the BTech Dairy Technology program has started. Here, the BTech Dairy Technology program has started in this campus now. So there are more number of students coming, and for the benefit, their benefit, we have also put a entrepreneurship and motivation for this thing. Entrepreneurship is the one which all of you have to look in seriously. So I take this opportunity to wish this program a grand success and look forward for interacting with the association and joint programs also we try to conduct with the institute and also the alumni association. Thank you very much for the patience. Thank you.
Satish Kulkarni sir is my very good friend and motivator and chairman of Indian Dairy Association South, of course, ex-head of this SRS. Present day head of this SRS station, Dr. Dali, Aririndam Dali. We have a few directors, present and past director from NIANP, and then there are many more very great personalities of dairy industry, Indian Dairy Association South Zone, and the faculty members of SRS and lovely students from this institute. Frequently, I used to be a visitor here. Maybe 2 years back, before I went to Tanjavur, I was still a professor of GKVK, was a special officer here for Agriculture Engineering College. Today's program, when I just a call from Dr. Hartwin, he is my well-wisher and very close friend, family friend as well. That Dr. Kulkarni, Satish Kulkarni ji is requesting me to come as a guest of honor. I did not even momentarily say no because such a good relationship I have with SRS as well as with Dr. Kulkarni. And when we see today's program, this is an inaugural function, so I will be talking in general how because the topic of today's National Milk Day is on the silence of National Milk Day and the centenary of our great man, Dr. Kurien. Who doesn't know Dr. Kurien, right? And we should really bow our head to him for a wonderful cooperative movement in this country. He is the brainchild of cooperative movement of this country. He started with a very tough commodity milk, which is very perishable compared to many other things. But still he succeeded because of his resolve and commitment. That kind of attitude he has put it in NDDB, Amul and other things. Now today's topic, Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat, our Honorable Prime Minister talks every now and then in every program. Now everybody wants this great country to be a Viksit Bharat. No, just by talk, it doesn't become a Viksit Bharat. To be a Viksit Bharat, all sectors have to pitch in. In today's today is talking about milk and dairy industry. Now your topic is challenges, opportunities and the way forward for Indian dairy industries. Even when we do SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities and threat, only opposite things are there in each column. When we say here in this topic as well, challenges and opportunities. They did not put opportunities and challenges. That is a great idea, I'm telling you. Whenever there is a challenge in your life, you will find a ways and means to overcome that challenge. That is the opportunity that you get it. Today's dairy industry, I'll give you just momentarily I gave, just last week, I went to Parani temple. Many of you know because you are from south. Is the one of the six most important house of Lord Subramanya is Parani. My name is after that name, that great hill temple, right? I went myself and my wife is from that same town, and they know born brought up, and her father was there as a regular tahsildar there, and he is a deputy collector there. So they know in and out of the temple. Normally, we take no milk packet because we are going from outside the village to that place, temple. Evening we went. Then we were buying that red color, no, pinkish flowers because that is very dear to Lord Subramanya. So it is very cheap. You know, that flower, Muruga, Lord Muruga is a very good God, you know. He is very fond of poor people. Similarly, milk is easiest thing to offer. We took every time, I'm married for 25 years there, Aliya there. Okay, we took the milk packet. I tried to ask him, that shop fellow outside. That fellow, he told, sir, don't buy this, anyway they will not take inside. We were shocked. It happened only last 1 month. Okay. Why he is telling like this? He said, sir, any packaged milk, even if it is from Avin, say Tamil Nadu basically, Avin is a cooperative dairy of the government of Tamil Nadu. He told, they don't take whether it is Arogya or any milk, even Avin milk, they don't take packet milk and then pour it. That statue is a very old, 1,000 years old statue, which was installed by Bogar, that is Siddha. Okay. Now somebody came to some archaeology department or something. They came to a conclusion that this milk, currently the milk which is coming from the market, is lot of chemicals in it. So they have banned now pouring milk on the God. God himself could not protect from the chemicals. That is the current situation of the milk industry where we are going. This I used to hear from North that the milk is really, they produce artificial milk and other things. I was hearing it, but I never thought it will be in South, and that too in an important temple. They don't take the milk from the industry. A lot of arguments went and nothing could happen. This has to be changed. I request the dairy technology people, dairy industry people, please address this is at the initial stage. This should not be a menace later on. That is a very important warning sign. We know all, no, I need not lecture about milk to you. Though I am a food technology person, I don't want to give you lecture about milk. It's a wholesome milk. It contains 349 grams of calcium, phosphorus, vitamin B12, vitamin A, D, everything. All these things you know. What is the challenge here? One is the milk itself. Milk itself is a challenge. You should find an alternate, a solution for, you have to be very careful with the social media. Now, recently we brought out a booklet on ultra processed foods in our ministry. We come under Ministry of Food Processing Industries. There are a lot of queries bombarded with a lot of letters to our minister that ultra processed food, the very definition itself is not correct definition. It was done by some scientist in Brazil. Their food habit is different. If you put your idli and dosa on ultra processed plate, then there is something is wrong with the definition. We are wonderful country having lot of cultural variation. No, you name, I think at least from milk, we have over 100 products minimum because entire Bengali speech. I studied 6 years in Bengal.
You have so many varieties of sweets from milk, and there is a separate section wherever you go. You go to any very big milk shop, the sweet shop, you will find that the Bengali sweet section and milk sweets are separate section by itself. It's a huge. That means we have so many indigenous products, and that maybe they are very popular in this country. It is not very popular elsewhere across the globe. There is a potential opportunity because you have excess production of milk. I know the dairy industry. I live very near to the mother dairy in Yelahanka. I know quite a few people. Whenever there is a call that milk is required, immediately the tanker is ready. Because we are in Karnataka, we produce a little bit more than requirement. Our per capita availability, you can put over instead of 370 or 360 grams for RDA, we have about 480 or 50 milligram, milliliters per day availability in India because of high production. I appreciate the dairy, no, the veterinary people and the associated agricultural farmers for producing, making our milk production number one. That is good. It's very sweet to our ears. But still, per capita availability is only for paper, scientific paper. Is it available to each person individually? No. Across all spectrum of society? No. So, and again, there is another group which says, even I am mesmerized with that. I hardly take milk now. The copy I left. That means I am hardly use milk. And sweet also I eat very, very less. Very rarely, sparingly I take sweet.
I am most impressed with the guest of honor making such a strong case on many fronts. So thank you that for inviting and lecture. I am most impressed. I did not know such an institute existed. It only tells me that I am way far behind. And I am very impressed with such an institute. And you talked about technology that nobody else has. I am so happy to see that. It is such an honor to be here on Dr. Kurien's birth anniversary. This is also being celebrated as the National Milk Day, and it was a true blessing for me to have worked with him for over 20 years. It was God's gift, and I was truly blessed. A lot has been said this morning already on the opportunities, particularly on the quality front. It totally shocked me that they will not take this milk and put it on and offer it as an offering to the God. I am simply stunned. I am simply stunned. This is a very serious issue, and it needs to be addressed. Needs to be addressed because if we don't, then all the opportunities that we have created will be lost. And therefore, it's very important to look at the quality of milk that we procure. Particularly now when there is such great instrumentation available to test the quality of milk on small scale at the village level, and I think it also needs far greater supervision, government checks. To have this kind of impression in the quality of milk, it stuns me. I have not thought about it. When Operation Flood was being questioned, the committee was set up. The famous JHA committee. We looked at all the problems that were being pointed out with the project. So it's actually a great propaganda against the project and by vested interest. And that committee included Dr. Dastoor. And Dr. Dastoor pointed out that the very little is being done on quality. Now that is way back. And even today, if we talk about quality of milk, the way it has been described, I think there can't be a bigger opportunity out here to improve the quality. And its perception. I'm quite sure the quality is not as bad as we mentioned, but the perception is all that counts. And therefore, it is very important to look at quality. Which reminds me, way back, when the Institute of Management at Ahmedabad looked at the dairy sector in the 60s, there was a one-page case study which was called Putting the Lid on the Poverty. This was a very good case where the case writer goes to a village cooperative and is talking about the quality of milk, saying that those who bring milk to the cooperative society, they don't cover the container and they actually put the hand into the container at all, because the container is being put on their head. To balance it, they don't want a lid, they just put their hand onto it. And so the milk is being exposed to dust, flies, etc., etc. And so society is discussing, the village cooperative society is discussing, what do we do about it? Now we are back to square one on this. What do we do about the quality of milk that comes to us? And this was a great case study, because at the end of the discussion at the village level, somebody raises a question: if we put a lid on the top of it, will we get more money? Now think about it. when I learned about quality control at the college level, we used to carry out what was called a sediment test. The liter of milk was passed through a filter, and we looked at the sediment disk, and that was a gross test to say whether this milk is clean milk. And that's the way milk was tested in Europe. The way milk was tested in the developed countries. Sediment test. And people will be paid based on this level. Quality, they started paying for quality right at that level. And even today, we do not pay the farmers based on quality. I'm talking about hygienic quality. It's the chemical components that we are testing, or agriculture we are testing. We're not testing the microbial quality of milk. And I think it's time to look at that all over again. Doctor, I want to mention about other opportunities.